And we're live. Okay. Hey, Tess, Christian. Oh, that's so funny. I'm happy that you guys wrote the chat because it's just showing me that one person is here, and I thought that one person was Karen. So I was like, all right, here we go. Cool. Well, can you guys hear me all right? Let's make my face bigger here. Everybody hear me okay? Give me some thumbs up if you can hear me all right. Okay, sweet. All right. The music's not too loud right now. Y'all are part of my test participants. You're gonna help me dial it in a little bit tonight. Okay, sweet. All right, welcome. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Welcome to the first of hopefully many Soul Architect live streams. Oh, Karen says she can't hear the music, but that's okay. This is, I'll tell you all live here. I've shared this in my newsletter. I've shared this in a post recently, but I'm going to start tonight by just giving a little bit of a nod to why I'm doing this in the first place. Music is not playing right now. How do I just play music? Thanks, Tess. I'm excited too. I want to see if there's a way to do this where... How's that? Y'all can hear the music a little bit now? I think when you had your screen, yeah, the music, it was, yeah, so I went back to that, so maybe it's doing it now again. Why is this chat not scrolling? Yes, we hear it now. Okay, is it too loud? All right, just getting the technicals set up. Working now, great. Okay, cool. So, yeah, this came through. I told this story in my newsletter. I'm going to say it again. There's this guy. Shout out to Kojo. I was on this retreat at the end of last year with a handful of other creators and people who are building their platforms. And I was speaking with this guy, Kojo, and he was telling me this story about going to this football game and how at one point they brought out a handful of TikTok stars, and a bunch of people started clapping, which to me is ridiculous. And then shortly after, they brought out a bunch of YouTube stars. You could probably turn it down by one notch, okay? And then more people start cheering and clapping and getting into it. And then lower it, okay? It's pretty low on my end. For some reason on this platform, the chat isn't like scrolling with you all, so I'm having some trouble with this. I'm using this. Okay, great. So more people start cheering and clapping for the YouTube stars. And then finally they bring out the live streamers, and he said he could not believe it, but the whole entire stadium erupted. And he was like, that is what signaled to me this whole seismic shift in this, just where things are going. And to a lot of those creators, it's like, yeah, a lot of stuff is just going towards live streaming, which wasn't necessarily something that struck me in the moment, but over time, after having gone through my whole launch process with Flight School, which was amazing. And all of the stuff that you see that I put out there, it's like I create that myself. I use this program called Figma. I love getting in the weeds of just like designing stuff and being in this channeled stream of like coaxing this brand to life and really seeing where my own creative direction is taking me in my work and how I'm putting my gifts out there and all of this stuff. And after going through that launch process, as intense as it was, I started to sit with afterwards this pause period once flight school started where I was like, I feel like I need a break. That was so intense. I don't know how people do this, like week after week after week. Did they just kind of like live with a camera in their face? And going through the whole Instagram algorithm, all of this stuff. And around that time, I started to find myself watching a couple of different live streamers. And these were people who weren't at all people who were like in this work or in this sphere whatsoever. I was watching this one guy because he was playing this game and he was commenting on stuff in the world, and I just felt attracted to his energy. And that took me into a space after some time where I was like, what is it that it keeps bringing me back to wanting to like sit and hang out with this guy? Until I really tracked it in my system, and it was like, I kind of just enjoy sitting and hanging with this guy. Not because, again, I necessarily love every single detail about him or fully agree with every perspective that he has on the world, but there was just something about his energy that was so like raw, uncut, vulnerable, just like crunchy, zero F's given about putting himself out there, take it or leave it style, that was so refreshing in this world that has become so, as I've said, plastic, of fitting ourselves into these little tiny boxes, putting it out, seeing where it takes off, or this one hits, that one doesn't. And that's just the nature of the game, and it is what it is. And it's sort of a little bit of a hate-love relationship. But I felt this kind of dread of continuing to just limit my potential by my ability to just fit myself into, this little format. Or maybe I record a reel and it's like 93 seconds instead of 90 seconds or something like that. And then Instagram is like, you're gonna have all of your sharing limited. And so then I just thought, I was like, maybe I start streaming and see where that takes me. Hey, who's that? That is, I really hate, it's like the latest. Oh, hey, Ellery. Nice to see you. Welcome. So, I ended up deciding, like, what if I started streaming, and I find that I love the Gene Keys. I love looking at people's charts. It's frankly something that is just a second nature to me. It's like another language. It's like speaking Chinese for me. It's a way that I eat, sleep, and breathe and engage with the world on a daily basis. And it's oftentimes a thing when people come over or hang out, or we go out to dinner, or I meet new people. It's like, oh, you gotta, have Patrick take a look at your chart. And I've found over the years ways to calibrate that, because the keys can get really deep. And for people who have worked with me, even here on the stream, know that it's like they can be powerful wormholes into touching into really deep stuff within ourselves. But they can also be calibrated in a way of exploring them through a dimension of gaining a sense of inspiration about who we are and what we're doing in the world. Oh yeah, my pleasure. Sophia, so great to see you. Welcome. This is the living room. This is like the new, to me, I'm creating this as a way to connect more with community and to create an opportunity. It goes deep. To create this as an opportunity to really hang. There's so many incredible people that I've met along this journey, like beautiful, beautiful people. And I'm only one guy, and I've got a little farm, and I've got a toddler, and I've got, businesses and, self-care and working on my own stuff to tend to. So there's only so much of me to go around. And I wanted to create a new channel for me to be able to, I'm so happy that you're here, Carolyn. So great to have you here. To create this as a new way to connect with community, new and old, and make it a little bit of like a lighthouse, a watering hole that we can come together, we can explore, have a cool conversation, explore the charts, see what's going on in people's lives, and see where it takes us. And from time to time, welcome friends, other fellow facilitators to come on, co-teach with me certain things, or just really like shoot the breeze about maybe even things going on in the world. It's like mildly agended, only to the extent of having some ideas of different types of things that feel like fun to me to do. And so Tuesday nights from 8 to 10 p.m., I'm going to be here. If you want to hang, if you're going through something, if you just want to like be in the audience with other people who are showing up to this work on a regular basis and you just want to tune in, sometimes there's so much that comes through just by listening through, you know, reflections about what somebody else is navigating. And then of course also maybe there's something where you want to hop on live with me and you want to workshop something in your chart or look at your chart or, you know, say hey or whatever it is. But I'm roughly holding for, what's that? Do you think by being around other people's charts and gene keys, it gives us insight into our own? Absolutely. Absolutely. Here's something. And if you're a fan of the keys and you want to really study or deepen your relationship with the keys, like show up to my stream. I'm going to be talking about the keys all the time. This is like, you know, I'm just going to be pouring things that I see or ways of relating with it all and, you know, test your question. One thing that I've found is if you take two people's charts side by side and you see that you have a key in one dimension of your chart and another person has that same key, but maybe in another space, it creates like a channel. It creates like a wormhole where those archetypes activate one another when you're in, so trying to reconnect, we back. I might have dropped for a second. It creates a channel and it creates this field where those positions in each person's chart like unlock insights in the others. And so you might be sitting in and listening into somebody else's, review of their chart. And it's like, this is a thing where it's like, you know, you could tune out and wait until maybe it's your turn. That's one way to do this. There's another way of like bringing yourself to really seeing what is somebody else's process or what they're interfacing with and how is that opening insights for me about something that's happening in my life. I never left you. Okay, great. I never want to leave you. my dear viewers. Guys, this is really it's like really so endearing to me. I just have to name for myself. I feel euphoric being here. I feel like so comfortable. I used to be a gamer when I was a teenager, and it just kind of feels like a home environment for me in this fun sort of way. And I wrote in my newsletter today, it's like the keys are they're like my game. I love playing this game. It's like my controller, my map. It's like the keys. It's so fun for me. And so, yeah, we're going to get into it. Thursday evenings from 8 to 10 are kind of like the main ones. And then I'm going to be doing, Tuesday evenings from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern are the main segments. And then Thursday mornings from 10 to 11. Thank you. Thursday morning from 10 to 11 Eastern AM are going to be a shorter window, which will be reserved a little bit more for probably like teaching, almost webinar style. One of my ideas is I may literally hop on during those times and just like dive into any of the shadows. You know, all right, we're going to talk about stress today. And I'm going to talk about the like journey of like working with stress through the lens of the key. Doesn't matter if you have that in your chart or not. Everybody deals with stress, right? And there's 64. That's 64 weeks. I may have other friends come on and explore keys with me. So, all to say, I have a lot of ideas, and I'm just going to keep showing up every week, Tuesday night and Thursday morning. And I welcome you as often as you want to come. Here's another thing. If you submit your details and you want your chart looked at and we workshop it, doesn't mean I'm like sorry, that's your one and done. You can submit as many times as you want. If you do it every single day, I might be like, hey, let's give some space to some other people. But I'm really welcoming everybody to show up as they want to. And Ellery, to your question, how many charts will I read? As many as I can. I'm gonna see how it goes. This is a little bit of a test run for me to see like what's an appropriate level of depth, like how many people are submitting. For example, nine people submitted over this last week, which was actually way more than I was anticipating. Some of those people emailed me and said that they actually last minute couldn't make it. So I'm going to be working through this process of like, okay, these people can make it. How do I keep them in my like awareness so that if this list ever blows up to like I'm getting, I don't know, like 50 submissions a week, that I can like keep track of it all and do it in a way where it's not just like a long wait list. I mean, who knows? We're just going to sit with where things are right now and see. And again, it's like a rolling experiment and y'all are co-creating it with me. So thank you. And so I'm going to go and get started. Let's see if I can. Hope you're enjoying these smooth tunes. I was learning a lot about what music I cannot play, and that there is such a thing called royalty-free music. So here's what we're gonna do. So Carolyn, are you here? You still here? Carolyn, if you're here, we'll get going. If not, I'll move to Tess. All right. Okay. All right, Tess, you ready to rock? Oh, Carolyn is here. Okay, great. Tess, I'll get you up to Carolyn. So, Carolyn, I'm gonna send you to your email right now. I'm working out it's gonna be maybe a little bumpy. Everybody, just hang with me, and hopefully this gets lightning smooth as I go on. So, Carolyn, you should have an email that you just got, and if you click that link, you should be able to join me live. Just make sure that you give permissions to your camera and your mic, and we'll go from there. This is so fun, everybody. It's really fun that I have people here because there was a total possibility that I would be just speaking to an empty room right now. All right.
Hi there.
Carolyn, hey. So good to see you.
Great to see you too. Congratulations.
Thank you. Welcome to the live stream.
I can't believe I'm not on first.
All right. So let me try this real quick. I'm going to see about sharing this other screen. Stand by here.
You know what? I think I'm on twice. Okay.
What's that? Oh, you're good. You're here. let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's try to move this around where I can pin. All right, you can see that, right?
I can see it.
I'm going to zoom around on it. So, like you can see if I'm going like this, you can see, oh, this isn't you. This is you. You can see if I like zoom in and stuff, right?
Hmm.
Okay. The prototype works, everybody. All right. So, let me just see. Okay. Um, so thanks for sharing your note. And one of the things that we can get right into, well, you're, we can do this two ways. You can just like sit and be like, just tell me stuff. I don't want to say anything. Or you can be like, hey, here's just a little snapshot of kind of what drew me to wanting to take a look. And you're welcome to share anything that you want. Or you could just say, hey, and we can go from there.
Well, I've sat with you on many occasions, and when I sat in ceremony with you and Karen in December, you did a really just an incredible session on the Gene Keys, and
Hmm.
it just resonated. And yeah, so I'm really curious to take a deeper dive. And
Hmm.
so when I got your email, I was very excited to see you doing this. And yeah, you tell me. I don't know. I mean, I can participate and we can
Okay.
move on. So I'm here. So
Okay. Well, sweet. Well, a little bit to what, you mentioned in your note, I'll say, this whole like process of, that like leap and everything. One of the things that I feel, there's a couple of things that I just say, and what I'll do is I'll, it's just going to be kind of free form this for everybody. I'm going to be looking at the chart, and sometimes I'll be speaking about one key. Another time I'll be speaking about like maybe a handful of things that may be coming up. But one of the things that um, I'd like to do is really offer that space where if there's something that's like really here right now beyond just the curiosity that you're like, I'm trying to get some clarity on this thing. Um, I welcome you to share whatever that might be,
yeah.
because
So
that helps. It helps to orient it a little bit, because there's so many things that could be spoken about, and I'm happy to just like give some of those overviews too.
yeah. So I think I'm at a place where I think professionally, I am sort of like wondering what's next. I am feeling a little bit frustrated and feeling like there's something that I'm missing that I need to be doing. And so I've been kind of working on a few things that are, projects that I care about. And still, there's something that's like churning that I'm not like, just kind of like, what is it? And
Yeah,
so that's what I'm really sort of have been sort of diving into even this summer with with some work, and also just with sort of thinking about this sort of next stage
yeah,
of my professional life. I'm someone who's older, and I figured I have another 5, 7, 8 years, maybe longer, but I'm just in terms of things that I really want to do professionally, and diving
yeah,
into that.
yeah. Sweet. Well, let's talk about a couple of things, and one of the things that I I'd say we can start with is really there. There are two spaces. It's so interesting because I was just looking at a chart the other day that had the same life's work, evolution, radiance, and purpose. So y'all's birthdays must be in a similar spot. But this, here's what I'm gonna shine a light on here. So there's this position in the chart that's called vocation. Okay. And if you look at the way that I showed the chart originally, its name changed. It used to be core.
Mm-hmm.
It's called core when it's part of this red sequence. This red sequence has all to do with like deep. It's kind of like our deep formation into the world. It's like you can track through this path and see from the moment of conception, the moment when the sperm met the egg, how you grew through these different phases of your life. And so there's a lot of deep, rich stuff in this red sequence called the Venus sequence that has to do with like, deep shadow work, phases and chapters of your life, and everything can be. But this core position is called core because it's like the moment when the sperm hit the egg. It is the gestation period while you were in the womb, and so it's like pre anything. It's like the foundation of when that spark left the primordial soup and started to incarnate into physical material form. It's like this is kind of like the beginning, and you can see as you look through the story of the chart. It's like you can almost see how the whole story starts to emerge from that initial spark. When you look at this blue sequence, which is called the Pearl sequence, it's the Pearl sequence has all to do with like our work in the world and how we put ourselves out there, professionally, how from the foundation of ourselves, how we like build and create and share. And so when you see vocation there now, our vocation is like our calling, and can look a little bit like what we do in our lives. And so there's this beautiful thing that is like the first rupture of when we left this primordial oneness space and started to incarnate into the world of separation, the world of duality. It's like we were handed this compass on how to find our way back home with that initial wound, that initial rupture. And we end up building our vocation, our calling in life, mystically, the thing that we do, in a way, archetypally, to try to study whatever we need to study to find our way back home. So it's like that initial rupture ends up becoming a huge theme around how we end up going and putting ourselves out there in the world. And so you have a line 4 in that space. And the line 4's, one of the line 4's deepest gifts is it is of the heart. It's the heart center. And so for a line 4 vocation, line 4 core, like some of your best work that you'll ever create will emerge from like a warm, nurturing, open heart. And it's like through the channel of that heart that your most powerful, most influential work comes through. I mean, of course, that's like everybody, right? But specifically for the line 4, you'll see it says sales, which is a funny word. But it's like a heart that is open and is like raw and authentic and like just loving and has nothing to hide, and then is fully just embracing of like what is, of oneself and of what's before you. It's like that open heart sells itself. And so the word sales is kind of funny, but really it's like a loving, nurturing, open heart that is through and through warm and open is infectious. It's like a campfire. People just want to pull up the seat because it's like can be a cold, crunchy world. And so people who are line 4s or have line 4s, especially in this position, you may find that there's a quality in your work that maybe people find that sense of like nurturing connection, pull up a seat beside me, take a load off type of energy where you can meet at that heart level. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about the shadow side for a moment. When the line 4 is in more of its shadow, you'll see that it says rejection / gentleness, because the wound, the underlying wound, the core wound of the line 4 is the wound of the heart, and that wound is rejection. It's like here I've opened up my heart, and then I got hurt for opening my heart. We've all experienced that in our own ways. But for a line 4 core and line 4 vocation, that can be especially deep, because as we experience rejection in different ways in our lives, the posture that line 4 may wish to take to protect itself intelligently is to try to, close off a little bit, like, create a shell. Over time, that shell, I talks like the shadow armor of the line 4 is like a cold, icy, jagged, like rock. It's just like there's no heat there. It's like if the hearth went out and then you went outside into like the Arctic tundra and we're just like stumbling over like a rocky crevasse. It's like that's like the cold line 4. Because part of that is this like, hey, I'm gonna like out of a protection, like I'll reject you before you reject me. And so you'll see where it says gentleness. And part of the line 4's quest in life is to reignite that fire again and again. When you feel, and you can really even sense on a day-to-day basis, especially in your work, especially if you're putting yourself out there, you're creating something, noticing, am I starting to feel like a sharp jaggedness, almost like a coldness? And can you bring that as a signal of like a moment to give yourself some warmth, some gentleness? It's like, can you pour yourself a hot bowl of soup and put a blanket over you and light the fire? It's kind of like the grandmother's care in a way. It's a deep nurturance. It is like gently stroking that fire back to warmth, back to life, so that from that space, from that warm, that melting of the armor, the heart can really shine through from that space. And so someone who's got that, that architecture going on may reckon with their lives a sequence of experiencing that, like, that shell, bring myself back to warmth. The shell, bring myself back to warmth, until the warmth just starts to crescendo more and more into, like, if you've ever built a fire and it's just been going for hours and the coals just got it. You could throw anything in there and it's just like gonna take care of everything. And one thing that I'll say is that this key, purity, the gift of discrimination, the shadow of vanity. By the way, for anybody, if I'm ever talking about things in your chart and using language, I don't want to go on every single stream and just give a background of the gene keys, because it'd just be redundant. I may create a little video that I send as a link to people if they've never seen the gene keys. That's just like, hey, here's language that I'm going to be using, so you could watch that as like a preface, so we can just get right into it when we're together. But Carolyn, I know that you know this enough. But one last thing that I'll just say here is, whenever you see a key show up more than once in a chart, it's a powerful theme to pay attention to, because it means that archetype and its shadow qualities may impact you, more intensely than some of the others. It may be a bigger theme in some ways. And so we're talking about core and vocation, like the depths of the depths, the initial wound, and your vocation, your work, like big dimensions of your life. Your radiance has to do with your sense of well-being. It's like your auric vitality. It's like, this isn't an actual plant. I used to bring actual plant down here, and I would like forget it because I didn't want to keep on bringing it up and down because there's not a lot of light and it wasn't happy, so we got a fake plant. But pretend that this is a living plant that is like vibrant and green and lush. When a radiance is healthy, it's like you feel like that. You're well watered and nurtured. You got a lot of sunlight. The soil is good. When a radiance is kind of weak, it might feel like you're wilting, starving for something. And so when we look at this key of purity, the shadow of vanity, the gift of discrimination, one of the big teachings of this key is like really discriminating, like getting clear on who and what is good for you in your life. It can be a real key that takes you on a journey of sifting through, the sands of what's here in your life and bringing attention towards like what is and is not good for you. That vanity, I'll just, leave this as one final comment here and then hear if there's anything that you want to share or reflect. But vanity is, I'll just say this, there's a reason why when I went through my first deep dive journey, circling through every single one of the 64 keys, that I left vanity and this key of purity last. It was the last one.
Hmm.
I intentionally did that because have you ever seen, Carolyn, the Tibetan monks that do the sand mandalas?
Hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So they spend like a crazy amount of time like meticulously creating this profound work of art only to blow it away when it's all done. That's this key's like vibe. Vanity wants to finish that, throw it up on in Times Square and be like, yo, look at this. Like, can y'all see like how incredible this is? And so this key's journey is like whatever you create, and even if you're initiating something, you might look at it in that way. Like it's not about the result, it's about the journey itself. You might even, living in the city, you might even go and check out like any of like sometimes those monks travel and you can actually go see them live.
Hmm.
Um but like, or you could even watch videos because it's like you're connecting with that field and that frequency of just like the letting go of the need to like specialize it. And we all reckon with vanity, but it's like when you start to pair that with the line 4, it's like how does the heart, in an attempt to try to like find that acceptance, want to, maybe kind of create things in a way that gets recognition, which we all need. But can you, within yourself, as you grow and create and move through these professional waves and chapters, see if you can bring a little bit more of that energy? Like the result will be the result. It's like who I am transforming through that journey and how bit by bit I'm discriminating, deeper who and what is good for me in my life, so that I'm just reconnecting to that like pure essence of my heart and finding my way deeper and deeper into that.
Mm. I love that. Wow. Hmm. Hmm. Lots of things to think about. But, no, such a beautiful kind of explanation of the vanity, right? And this idea of sort of holding on myself, right? So oftentimes to kind of the outcome,
Mm,
or in my world, sometimes the deliverables, right?
totally.
To yeah, but the kind of the journey through the whole creating and the doing part and putting more attention on that, I think is yeah. Hmm.
Totally. Yeah. And even this is like how the keys work is I'm even taking the fact that we spoke about this today as a wink from the keys that's like, hey, Patrick, you're starting a new thing. Let's just like hold it that way, you know?
Hmm.
And this is one of those things for anybody watching where it's like this isn't even just about you, Carolyn. Like I'm learning something
Hmm.
myself in seeing the reflection of your chart come through as an opening, a reminder for me in this whole journey of the stream. So thank you for bringing that because that's a very important message for me as well going into this.
No, I think it's great. I mean, I mean, I think there's so much. It's like a gift that you're sharing, though. Like even just taking me here in these last few minutes, I think it's like, tomorrow I'll kind of wake up and approach my work in a little bit of a different way, just
Uh,
little tweaking and kind of more enjoyment. So,
yeah.
and it's interesting just to the earlier in terms of, I have a lot of sort of management in my work, just as a dean, but my heart is like working with students. That's like where I feel
Yeah.
most
Yeah.
joy. So that idea of the nurturing. And I also have to kind of bring myself back to it and not be sort of taken too far away from it, because otherwise I really do feel sort of very much out of sorts. So
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. Line four wants community, wants to
yeah,
serve community.
yeah.
That's like at the heart. So,
Mhm.
well, I'm so
Well,
grateful that you
I
came
love this.
live. So
Great. No,
good to see
thank
your
you so much.
face. Come back
Yeah.
anytime
No,
as a
I will
listener
definitely. This
or
is
even
great.
submit again. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you. So I will go. So I should just leave.
Yeah, just exit out you and
Okay,
it will like create space and I'll just add the next person and we'll see how it
excellent.
goes.
Thanks again. So
Okay.
nice to see you. Okay.
Take care, Caroline. Thank you so much. Okay. Tess, you here? Satya Light's in the house. Shout out. Satya is, I think, flying high in the sky right now on her way to Turkey. So that's sweet. I don't know if she's still in the house. Tess, you around? If not, we can go. Oh, two messages. Yay, Tess, let's go. Tess is in the house. All right, Tess, give me 1 second. I'm gonna send you the link to join. Okay. Tess, you're gonna get an email. And I cannot wait to see your face. How's everybody doing? Everybody enjoy that? Oh, there's a little delay in the chat on my end. Getting a little pulse check from everybody else. What do we think? What do we think about the vibe of this so far? Fun, interesting. Some hearts. There she is.
That's such a process. I'm sorry. I was like racing through.
Wait, so tell me, how was like what was the process? Did you have to do
You
more than
want to
just
make
click a link?
sure you're on Chrome,
Yeah.
and then it just makes you like test your sound, and it was like glitching for me, I think, a little
Oh,
bit.
okay.
But then I'm here.
Hey,
Hi, it's so good to see you.
so great to see you too.
Aw, I'm so happy you're doing this.
I'm so stoked that you're here and giving me a sense of encouragement that I'm doing this because yeah, it feels like a fun new chapter, and
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
excited to see where it goes.
I think, like you said, it's like a living room. I think people are yearning for this type of connection that goes beyond like these short form videos.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what this turns into for you and your community.
Oh, thank you so much. Come anytime. And
I will. I brought my friend Ellery. Shout out Ellery in the chat.
yeah, hey Ellery.
We're Bean Keys sisters. We talk about our keys all the time, and so I'm excited she's here
amazing.
too, and she'll get to learn from you.
That's
So
amazing. Well, Tess, you're live on YouTube. Shout out YouTube.
I can't
for
believe it.
Here we are. The cultural zeitgeist has claimed us all.
Hmm.
So tell me if there's anything that you want to share before I just start looking around.
Yeah, I know you've spent time with my keys, but this was like 2 years ago now, or three
Right,
maybe even.
right.
And I guess the biggest thing that's happening in my life that I'd be so intrigued to see if there's anything, I don't know, just what comes up. But I'm publishing my book in September.
All
And
right.
yeah, and it's been like 6 years of working on this project in different iterations and
That's
just
amazing.
really starting to birth it. And it's a crazy experience feeling this like process. And yeah, and I wonder if my keys can illuminate anything for me in terms of preparing or yeah, or
Preparing to
like
launch it.
yeah, or like navigating the process of really being vulnerable and sharing my work
Oh yeah.
with the world. Yeah.
Okay. Well, sweet. I love this theme that's coming through with, work in the world, and Carolyn as well, because I mean that's sort of the field that I've been cultivating with Flight School, is like a way of being able to really wield this map of ourselves as like a gateway into really deeply understanding like all of the tendrils of who we are and what we're doing in the world. And I'll share in a moment. Actually, hold on. Let me just share it right now, real quick. Oh, there you are. Big screen. I don't know why it did that, but hold on one second. Let's go back to this. Nothing shared. Hold on. This is a little sneak peek into something if I can find it. Hold on. Here we go. Okay. I'm showing the treasure chest here right now, but what I want to show here is there's like a whole way of being able to open up the chart in a way that really gets into the entire architecture of like who you serve, like the field that you're creating, all of this stuff. And so
Oh,
there's
cool.
like there's a lens of the chart, because like whatever you're creating is emerging through like the fullness of who you are. Like the thing that you create is not separate from you. It's like actually just emanating as a ideally a perfect mirror to your whole essence. And so if you look at the chart through that lens, it's like as much as this is a whole gateway into understanding you and your life and your pain and your trauma and your gifts and all of this stuff, it's also a supreme lens of being able to get a glimpse into like what you're putting out in the world. At some level, like the book that you're creating has archetypal dimensions that are like emanating from this chart as well. And so when we talk about getting ready to put this out in the world and how you're navigating that, there are like a couple of things, and one of the first things I'll talk about is just this same position of going into the core and also the vocation. I want to talk about like two things, because as you're putting something out there into the world, you're sharing and you're opening up and you're extending a part of you to be seen, to be interfaced with, to be either accepted or rejected or like whatever, processed and digested by the world, And so it's like, how are you able to tend to what's going to happen inside you as you put a part, like an extension of you into that whole space in the eye? And this line 3, which shout out to line 3 cores, because I'm a line 3 core, and I know this very well myself. You'll see line 3 core says shame/humor. This is solar plexus. And as a fellow line 3 core, one of the most challenging like processes for a line 3 core vocation is to just like embrace like putting yourself out there to be
Yeah.
seen, because shame doesn't want to be seen. Shame doesn't
Right.
want to be seen. It wants to avoid.
Right.
It wants to do like the hot potato dance, and the avoidance like type of thing that sort of wants to deflect in different ways, because that center, we were talking about the heart for the line 4, the line 3 is solar plexus, our sense of personal empowerment, like truly our like center, our center of authority and how we move through the world, our sense of empowerment. Also, a strong a strong center is a soft center. How much do we brace in our belly and contract around that space?
Mm.
Because the belly is so vulnerable. Think about animals and all the ways that animals have adapted to try to protect the belly, as a deep, vulnerable space. And if you also think about how much of our, like, there are more, what is it, like there's like more nerve endings in our entire belly than there are even in our brain. And so it truly is like this journey that we're going through as a collective is our center of our awareness is moving like down from the mind and down into moving from that space. And what that means is being open to that vulnerability that comes with all of that. And so you see humor for the line 3, and this can't, humor, the wrong kind of humor, the like being the laughing stock, the embarrassment can be line 3's worst nightmare. For me, putting myself out there in many ways, there's been a lot of work that I've needed to do around, like, I mean, even tonight, like this just being a dud, it's like it being terrible, or me even like choking up or something, because shame can just create those like, get me out of the spotlight, get me away from the eyes, even though deep down it wants to deeply connect with people in that way. It wants to share in that way.
Yeah.
And your book is called Courage to Feel.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the funny thing about my book. It's literally a guidebook to thriving after sexual assault, which is like my journey. And now I've turned that into art and
Wow.
beauty, and I'm so excited about it. And I also, like when you were talking about earlier, that something like, and you hit it so perfectly, like the thing that's coming through my mind, but I haven't been able to articulate it out of here, is like, how will I handle the projections that I know might come, because this is such a tender topic that has a lot of shadow naturally,
Yeah.
and a
Yeah.
lot, potentially could trigger someone, or might land wrong, or I might be in the way of someone's like healing in a lot of ways,
Yeah.
which as healers and facilitators, sometimes like as we build more awareness, we get used to that maybe, and we're like, oh, we realize it's actually not about us. This is like the journey that they need to go through. By making us wrong, it allows them to like process it in greater ways. And so like I'm just, a lot of this is coming in right now as
Yeah.
I'm hearing to release it. So I
Yeah.
love that you're bringing up the shame and the humor.
Because look at this. Don't pay attention to strategy right now. Strategy is like such a funny word. Like we can talk
Yeah.
about that, but what I want to focus our attention on is this word, inspiration. Because your like triumph in allowing for yourself and your story to be seen, your triumph of like bringing yourself to light, which again can be one of the most terrifying things for that shame, is inherently an inspiring act. And so like whatever's coming up for you around that process of getting ready to share and put it out there, and seeing if you can connect deeply into that trust, that deep vulnerability is going to be deeply inspiring. Like you're here, your vocation, your calling, like your deepest calling is to bring that healing of that shame, and
So
letting that in and of
interesting.
itself be an inspiring act.
Yeah, like seeing it here. It's like I've been looking at my gene keys and working with you off and on for a while, but never thought about it in the way of like bringing this book, that this is like really, this is what it is right here.
Yeah.
Bringing my shame and out and through and releasing it and finding that inspiration in my vocation. It's really
Yeah. This key, I love this key, sanctity, because it is like the key that, you have your book, like you could even just connect with that key if you want to. It's a real deep one. That psychosis, I mean, psychosis is a hell of a word. This key, it's a transmutation of our like dogmatic thinking, and it's best understood for me through the lens of things like religious dogma. Like psychosis would be like major religions like overly dogmatizing every single thing to the extent that it creates this kind of like psychosis hysteria that, I mean, look at the world, it's like
Yeah, sort of
that's
happening in some ways right
what
now.
is happening. And it's like distorting the true, like the subtext in the book for this key is, it says the Holy of Holies. It carries like the gateways to these higher like archangel type of frequencies, like supreme light, like holy, like that word, like truly holy energy. And so if you have this key, and this is something that is not only like a deep root of who you are, but also is deeply connected to like your calling and aspects of how you're putting yourself out there in the world, but also even just that shame element, how you're meeting that in that sense of empowerment and vulnerability. This key might be an invitation also to like connect with whatever that is to you. It's like, again, it's outside of dogma. Some people will call it like source. Some people, Pachamama, might be a certain archangel, might be Jesus Christ. Who knows? It's not about that. It's actually just about opening yourself to a quality of like divine holy energy moving through the channel that you are. And so you might, writing a book, I can imagine, can be a very like this process. And there might be, I'm sure you've also been really connecting with it in all the ways, but this might be another nod of an invitation to approaching that journey with like your own version of like prayer and connection to that energy in the process, to inspire you, to like inspiro, like bring in that spirit to support you, who this book is ultimately really for. At the end of the day, first and foremost, anything that we create, we're creating, if we're like actually in connection with like what's actually happening, we're creating it primarily to like address something within us that then has that benefit of also being able to address parallel mirrored essences of that in others. Flight school, I created Flight School for me because and the whole essence of Flight School, a big thing is like believe in yourself so deeply as if you quite literally could fly, because I didn't believe in myself. I needed to tell myself a billion times over, like, you've got this, you can do this, because I didn't believe that. And so in your book, like, what is your own process of like bringing that inspiration, that like your own connection with whatever is holy to you, and infusing that text with that, so that as it emerges, you're making it that healing gesture to yourself, but also that anybody that then reads it is able to feel that light.
Yeah, I feel like I did a lot of work in the process of writing it, like praying channeling, connecting with my guides, really meditating on writing it. And now it's like such an aha. I'm like, oh wait, it doesn't have to stop there. I could literally pray over the people that are gonna read it and,
Absolutely.
connect. Yeah, I haven't done that.
Okay.
So that's cool. Like I have
Yeah.
a little bit of not homework, but something like a really tangible takeaway from this of how to embark on the next 2 months before it be seeing out in the world. It's like,
Yeah.
how am I connecting with source and I love the like kind of imbuing this energy from up here through me into the physical form.
Because a book can be literally just like dead tree slivers and black ink, or it can be like imbued with a spirit.
Yeah.
When I pick up this book, it's like, I just feel it's like living. It's live. It calls to me. It says, "Hey, pick me up." And so like, what's your own way of doing that? And then I want to kind of cap this off with the humor piece, which is so important because it's like taking it with a level of again, it's like don't even be dogmatic about that process. It's like, can you bring some like playful humor into it? It's like, this is really a lot for me. It's like really exposing, and can I make that kind of self humor, not in the avoidant way, but in a like embracing the schmuckness of just like we're all on a journey of finding like our way, and that this is like something that can be both like deeply inspiring and really, really important, and also just something that it's like I'm like giving myself this grace to let it just be like playful as like a gift to myself, like levity. Again, it's like you are the audience, like one and only, and let it be really for whatever part of you is really needed this book to come through. And then the rest is going to take care of on its own.
Thank you. It's really cool. I can't wait to dive into the Sanctity Key more. I'm going to read that tonight.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and enjoy, and lots of love to you.
Time. I'm going to come back.
Come back anytime. Love seeing you. Tell Graham I said hey too.
I will. Bye.
All right. Bye. Okay. Hello, Perry. All right. We are doing it. So, I know something. Ellery. Well, let me just ask. Hold on one sec. Ellery's been here, so we're gonna get into yours next, Ellery. But I sent you an email because I didn't get all of your details. So if you could just check your email and send me the 3 things that I asked for so I could pull up your chart, so you don't have to share that with all of YouTube. Also, Tess, shout out to you for coming on YouTube Live and sharing about all that. I mean, that in and of itself is net repair for line 3 shame, as I'm currently experiencing right now. So while you do that, Ellery, I'm just going to ask if Jessica is here, although I haven't seen Jessica in the chat. Great, Tess. I'm happy you enjoyed that. All right. I don't think that Jessica is here. No email? I sent it to you, Ellery. I sent it to you at 7 o'clock. Just look at the email that I sent you at 7 p.m. Eastern, where I asked for the birth details. Because I only got, I think, the date on your form. I didn't get the location or the time. Mallory, are you here? Oh, you did. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. Ellery, give me 1 second. I'm going to send you an invite, and while you get set up, I'm gonna just pull your chart. Let's see. Here we go. All right, Ellery, you just got an invite. Just give me 1 second to get your chart pulled up here. Okay. There you are. Hey, Ellery.
Hey, hi.
Pleasure to virtually meet you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure. Okay, let's get this up. Hold on. I'm learning the streamer dance of different things that I have to click and okay, here we go. Boom. You see my screen?
I can.
Okay. Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
It
I'm
looks
doing
beautiful
great.
wherever you are.
I'm in Boulder, Colorado, and it is so hot here. It was like 95 to 100 today.
Oh wow. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good old
So
July.
cool and all. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks for bringing some of the outdoors here tonight. That feels nice.
Of
And
course.
we can go ahead and get in. So I don't know anything about like, do you have any experience at all with the keys? I know that you have a friendship with Tess. I didn't really catch fully
Yeah.
if you've looked at your chart
I've,
before.
I've looked at my chart before, basically just kind of like the exterior mostly, I'd say I focused on.
Yeah.
Those four.
Yeah.
I definitely geek out about this stuff, so I have the book. I've read through a good bit of it, and I'm totally open to us just kind of flowing and you tapping into what you kind of want to tap into. I don't really have anything in particular to
Okay.
talk about,
Okay.
but yeah.
All right. Well, let me just boot up my my thing. Let me take a look around. All right. Okay. Let me ask you, is there anything like on, I could obviously say something and I can talk about anything here. But is there any part of this that you're just like, I want to know a little bit more about that? Or like that word is something that just like sort of stands out to me. Or it could just be like nothing in particular. I just kind of want to hear anything general that you want to say.
Nothing too in particular. I think being on the topic of everyone kind of tapping into purpose, that definitely is
Yeah.
kind of top of mind just when it comes to the chart, only because I've done, the exterior four. So I
Yeah.
haven't really looked at the Venus sequence too much or
Yeah.
that blue, I don't really remember what the blue one's
Let's
called.
just kind of keep with it because I feel
Cool.
like there's a
Let's do it.
stream right now where, I
Yeah.
mean, this, who knows, like from time to time, not, this isn't just like a, let's always talk about this, but we're kind of in that moment. And
I'm
if you're
down.
down, let's go there. Cause it's like probably one of the most important ones of anyone's life to really be connected with, because it's like, it's the source of you. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's you as an infant. It is like that source. Like I said, it's like it's that spark of how you came into life, and it's your ticket back home.
Yeah.
And so for anything that is in that frame of purpose and how we put ourselves out there in life and build our relationship with what it is that we call our calling, it's like that calling is coming from that depth within us. That's where it's like your calling is not something that you stumble into. It goes all the way back from the moment that just there was one cell of you. It's like you came with that inscription right there from the start. And so devotion, I love this key, so much so that it became the name for like a whole stream of men's work related stuff that I do. But I also have it in a deep place in my chart and have looked to this key always as just like a deep foundational, it's like a bedrock of my being and my relationship with this key. So I have plenty that I can say about it. And so when we look at devotion, the gift of commitment, the shadow of half-heartedness, we're in that line 4 territory again, right? So that line 4, similar to what we were talking about with Carolyn, is heart-based. And so when you see like half-heartedness, and we're working with the heart, there's, an interesting, link to explore in that, because devotion, this key, it's really a journey into exploring where in our lives we're sort of 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And that'll show up, of course, in the big things like, I have like a job or like, a project, and maybe I'm kind of sort of in, sort of out. Show up in relationships. I'm sort of about this person, I'm sort of not. But really, the way that I've found working with this key shows up like most deeply is when you look at just like the mundane day-to-day stuff. Like somebody invites you to dinner and you don't really want to go, but you go anyways. And so what happens at can I turn on the music? Sorry. Hopefully that's better. I'm gonna watch my stream afterwards, and
It's still kind of loud.
it's still kind of loud.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's so funny because it's so light in my headphones, so I can
Perfect.
barely even hear it. I'm gonna watch my stream after, and I'm gonna make a billion notes and judge myself mildly with a lot of love. I'm just like, I'll like go back and watch like with Carolyn. The music is just blasting; she can't even hear me or something. It's just like, who knows? But hopefully we're,
Yeah, this is perfect.
we're getting along. So, yeah. So it's like somebody invites you to dinner, you don't really want to go, but you go anyways. And so at an energetic level, at a spirit level, it's like half of you goes and half of you stays. And so over time in your life, it creates like a rut, like a track that you can follow in your life, where life can only ever really meet you halfway, because you're only ever half there. And so part of this journey with commitment is deepening into how to get really clear on your 100% yeses and your 100% nos. You're like full F yeses, you're full F nos. And what that might look like is starting to go through your life and make a list of the things that are the yes and are the no's. And some of those may be really challenging, especially if it is stuff around like your work or a position or, projects, or it's stuff around relationships. But in the vein of like purpose and work and whatever that is to you, and in a moment, if you want to share anything more about that or what's here for you right now around that, you certainly can. But for someone with this key in this position, it's like reckoning with that line 4 underlying wound of the heart, the rejection, and seeing how that posturing of the like closing oneself off or like protective mechanisms, the sharpness, like the I'll reject you before you reject me, can create a temptation to want to only dip one foot in. Like, I only want to dip one foot into this thing because if I go all the way in, it might mean that I'm like overly exposing my heart and that I might experience rejection, and I don't want to experience that. Whenever I say anything you or this, I'm like, I'm not making it literally about you. I'm just painting.
It totally resonates.
Okay. All right. Well, that's so tell me more. What's hitting you when I say this?
Just the being nervous. I don't know why I have kind of an echo, so sorry about that. Just the
I don't
being
hear it,
nervous.
by the way.
Okay, cool. I did for a second, but it's gone.
Mm.
It just totally resonates with specifically committing myself to like believing in myself when it comes to work. So currently I'm working with children and I'm teaching somatic dance and like nervous system regulation and doing some breath work, some kind of like class-based beautiful classes where I'm teaching kids about all of their magical powers and how we all can create the world we want to live in, which feels so great to me. And there's just such a big part of me that's just nervous to like fully build the full project out,
Yeah.
and has been. And it's totally that kind of, fear of fully opening my heart in that way. So this just completely resonates with me.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that sounds so beautiful. And it's like devotion wants it all, to like really lean in. And, as I've found with this key, this is for anybody who's listening and exploring, work with the keys. It's like the shadow is an invitation to really notice where that pattern is playing out in different spaces in our lives. So it's like noticing, where in my life am I half-hearted? Like where is that showing up? And given that you're working, somatically and in that sort of space, it's like, what does that sensation feel like? I remember one of the first times that I went deep into this key, I could really track somatically that sensation of feeling what it would feel like to have half a heart. Or like half, just like one lung, like that sense of like I could only get like half a breath. I felt like I had half energy, because really that's sort of, if you get deep into that territory, you can almost touch the vital architecture of your being, missing that other half that is someplace else, that isn't here right now with you in whatever it is that you're with. And so there's work in all of this for everybody who's listening, and people who are not so foreign to the journey of inner work, that it's like the reason why these patterns are here is because there is an intelligent adaptation in our nervous systems to come to that needed to protect ourselves at some point, a deeply vulnerable part of ourselves. And so how are we even holding that part as we get ready to lean in and take that step forward of like, we are devoting, we're going full all in into this thing. This thing lights us up. This work lights us up. We're going to feed in. Well, if there's a little tiny foot inside of you that is like that, me lifting this foot and putting that other foot into that with you is like some synonymous with like death. It's like, how are you holding and tending to that part through that process? And so this is where, when I was starting talking about this, it's like it's easy to look at the big things, like the big project or the big relationship, but sometimes it can be better to just start small with some of those other little things. Like maybe it's a piece of furniture in your house or something that you've always not really been about, or like a piece of clothing. Like you start with that space of just looking through your life of the things that you're kind of on the fence, wishy-washy about, and use that as a gesture of granting that gift, that sense of empowerment, that sense of love to that line 4, underlying rejection, of you being able to make intentional like discernments of your yes and no's, that gives a nod to that like part that may have reckoned with a harsh no, rejection, like a harsh no at some point. That's like we're repairing our ability to be in relationship with this healing process of the importance of saying yes to certain things and no to other things. And as we coax that repair within ourselves, then when we get ready to step through the threshold into whatever that journey is going to be, that is then going to expose you more to whoever's projections, anybody's like summarizing or like diminishing or whatever of whatever you're creating, to just be like, I'm fully in, and I'm fully in and also here with that part of me, and I'm able to hold her through whatever's there, and also honor whoever's maybe not about it in their own journey of wherever they are or whatever's going on within them that feels the need to either project, or maybe it's just like an authentic, comment or relationship with whatever it is, as you're finding your way into that yourself. And so ultimately it comes down to, it's how are you building your ability within yourself to go all in on yourself from the heart. That would be like devotion line 4, vocation core.
Amazing. Thank you so much. It's funny because even tonight, you're saying like shrinking it down from like a fractal perspective of even just like being present with a meal and like sitting down and like fully eating it and honoring my body and being there like from start to finish with dinner and just not like being halfway out the door. I've like really noticed
Totally.
it in small things. And so this is so interesting because I was thinking about this tonight.
Yeah. It's like if somebody starts to share something with you and you're just like, here, or like exactly that with a meal. It's like practicing little by little. There's some, I don't know if it's like a Chinese proverb or something, but it's like if you're walking, just walk. If you're eating, just eat. It's like that sort of thing. In finding your way in your life with those things, like let that be, because whenever we're operating in this space with especially with like the deeper parts around this core territory, building trust with consistency is so important. And so taking some of the pressure off in that sphere of purpose that we place on ourselves of like figuring it all out, how we're going to make a living, like all of those things, and bringing our focus into just those like mundane day by day activities. Those are gestures, those are like trust building, consistency, like repair gestures on a regular basis, so that when it comes time to orient around the bigger things, that part is like, cool, I already have like a backdrop of a foundation that we've been creating together. So I feel ready now to like interface with the process around this bigger thing, because I can lean into the way that like the adult me has shown up for that part and built that trust with that part
Totally.
in these other ways.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sweet Ellery. Well, I'm wishing you a beautiful journey with that. Sounds like amazing. I feel like Kai would love that. What ages are you working with?
I'm working from anywhere between like 3 to 12.
Amazing.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. It's so important. It's really important work. And it's
Kai's
just
about to
so
turn
cool
3.
how easily they just can tap in to the field, and they're just in this whole nother dimension, and honestly healing and teaching me so much. So it's so fun.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just like so musical right now and wants to dance and swing around all the time. So
Oh,
it's infectious. He's just a rolling dance and singing party every day.
we play with
Which
essential oils, so we bring in scent, we bring in sound, we bring in movement, and it's just a
mhm,
big party of expression. It's
that's so
amazing.
sweet.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you.
Awesome. You're very welcome, Ellery. Well, take
Yeah,
care.
I'll
Drop
be
by
back.
anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks.
All right. So, who else is here? Kai is so precious. Yeah, he's such a sweetie. He does this thing with me now. One of the things that I got to work out also is how I can, every time that I stop sharing, not lose sharing some music. Um, he does this. He does this really sweet thing. Um, oops. Okay, we'll just leave that there. He does this really sweet thing right now, where I'll go to him, or like it'll be like across the room or something like that, and I'll just go like this, and he'll like whatever he's doing, he just like goes like this with me. And then like sometimes I'll bring in the second one, and then he'll bring in the second one. And so we did that right before I came in to do the stream, after he was telling me about a song that he was going to sing with his Ima in Hebrew about corn. That was literally how I left him before I came in to do this. I gave him a kiss goodnight because I wasn't going to be able to be there for bedtime, and he was eating cheese and cucumbers on a picnic table outside, and he told me about this song and singing about corn. And then as I walked away, I turned back. I said, "Hey, buddy, one more thing." And I go like this, and he gives me the thumbs up. Mm. Sweet. Well, I'm gonna keep on hanging and vibing here, and I don't know who's still watching. Wait. Oh no, that was an old comment. I thought it was Satya. Well, for anybody who's watching, maybe afterward, I think you know, this is part of the intention of these nights, and in time where I'm gonna have other friends come on and join me live and just explore other things, explore, whatever's here, whatever is going on in the world, and so on. So I'm basically intending for these streams to be maybe about an hour ish of going into people's charts. We went through 3 tonight, and by the time we got started and got through some technical stuff, it was that was probably about an hour. And so, we'll see from there. And maybe I'll talk a little bit about what I'm going to do on Thursday, let me see if I can find this. Yeah, so I'm probably just gonna like pick one of these and go into them on Thursday. I don't know which one will call to me, but I'm gonna do something like that. And I may see if there's a friend that wants to hop in and go through it as well. I mean, for anybody who's worked with the keys, and part of what this experience is going to be on stream is all of these different shadows. I don't know, why is it so? Oh, it's zoomed in on mine here. Yeah. All of these shadows, we all reckon with all of these. And so finding our way into exploring some of these themes for ourselves, but then also seeing how other people are meeting those themes, it presents like it can open up what can otherwise be just a closed loop hamster wheel and open us into a whole new way of being able to relate with and perceive like one of these shadows by hearing somebody else's own relationship with that in a conscious way. You know, I mean, how many people talk all the time about their stress, but I'm not talking about just like having people come on say that they're stressed. It's more of like, how are they relating with stress through this language? And in my own experience with friends who are deep into the keys as well, I learned so much about my own, still absolutely about my own relationship with these by hearing somebody else's own reflection of their experience with certain shadows, or especially if they have those keys in their chart and them coming along and being able to just like demonstrate a whole entire field around what they are. And those gifts, it's like it can like unlock something for you. Richard talks about this where if you find yourself kind of stuck in certain points in your life, sometimes simply going outside of the normal circuit and entering into new space, for example, like getting out of your house and just going into a public like cafe, or a space where there are other people kind of in a setting like that. It's like within the auric field of that environment, your own field entering into that environment, it's like it can unlock some of that stagnancy by you connecting with circuits across that field in that space. So it's like, this is where if sometimes I laugh and explore within myself, like what would it be like to walk around the world and be able to just actually see these charts. Like if I could walk into a cafe and I could just actually see all of that there and just see how they're interrelating. I mean, it's happening in real time before our eyes. And maybe at some level I'm growing in my ability to perceive that as I'm growing in certain sensitivities of being able to explore what lines might be really prominent in somebody's chart, or what keys might be really prominent in somebody's chart without ever looking at the chart. But certainly it's something where looking at myself through this lens over time, and finding myself in different ways running into brick walls in one shape or form. Sometimes it's like not about continuing trying to understand your way through that brick wall. Sometimes it can be literally as simple as going into an environment where other people holding in their auric field have those keys or those aspects like in the environment that then opens up doorways for you just by simply being in the presence. So, I mean, that's a little bit of a nod towards what we're doing at some level here on stream, and building an environment where if you're coming in as a listener, if you're coming in as a participator, it doesn't matter, that we can open up doorways for one another, and that it's not confined to just whether or not I'm workshopping your chart. There also may be times that I bring another friend live with me who, or maybe bring Karen with me, to explore together with someone, because I can add more than just one person at a time. We could have our own little party. Who is still here? Oh, Carolyn. Cool. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah. You know, some of my intention for all of this is also to share more of my work, share more of my projects. Sometimes I might even just, work on stuff as well and bring people real time into my own creative process with things that I'm putting together, that I'm building. I mean, I've been on a deep journey over this last year of exploring the entire universe of social media creators, how people are building offerings and putting their work out into the world. A lot of stuff around AI. I could do an entire month of streams talking about the things that I've been exploring and coming into understanding about what's happening with humans and our relationship with AI, and ways that I myself have adapted and kind of at an energetic level re-encoded the way that I engage with AI, specifically given what I've seen and how people are losing themselves to it. I guess what I'll say just for right now, because again, I need like an entire stream to go into everything that I'd want to go into, is if you are working with AI in any measure, the importance of bringing deep intentionality to how you're holding yourself when you're engaging with it, that you're not losing yourself in what is a more exponential and more exponential like wormhole that as compared to the iPhone and what the iPhone was. and how people got sucked into that whole device. And this is kind of like the next step. It's like how we're relating with our consciousness, and where we're, if the iPhone became this way of how we're like vacating our relationship with true presence. And here we are, connected as ever around the world, but feeling more distant than ever to somebody who's right there beside us. To me, this whole journey with AI is taking it one step further into the vacating of our consciousness itself. And there's a lot in that. So for anybody who's using AI, I just welcome you to really touch in and be deeply intentional about your relationship with it, so that you're not losing yourself. There's like a hollowing that is happening culturally. You can feel it. You can see it very easily on platforms like Instagram, where it doesn't. There's an innate organic sense that we have as humans of being able to understand, our adaptations over genetically over a crazy amount of time have led us into our ability to really like sense that organic essence in another or in something else. And that's where it doesn't even take somebody who's like quite advanced to be able to just read something online and be like, that wasn't written by a human. There's something that is like deep. It's like an instinctual knowing. And so in some way, streaming for me is a space to connect with humans alive in a real way. Without trying to surf through all of the garbaggio. Thanks so much, Caroline. If you're tuning out, wishing you a beautiful evening. Catch you here another time. Who else is here? Waiting to hear that the other viewer is somebody, some no-name person from halfway across the world. A bot. I'm talking about AI. It's just a bot that joins. It's like, I heard you called me. Oh, I got 4 watching now. Oh, Satya Lights. Satya Lights in the house. I am still here. 8 to 10. Did you get bored? Did you get bored of me? Is that why you left? How come you haven't shared the live stream with everybody on the plane? Tuning in from the flight. What's going on the flight? Tell us. I'm euphoric that you are tuning in from the flight. That's so funny to me. Flying is so crazy. I don't know how some people live that life where they're flying multiple times a week, every week. Love you too. Is the connection all right? You can hang, or is it like? Oh, the stream was great. It was awesome. It was really cool. 3 people came on: Carolyn, Tess, and Tess's friend Ellery. And yeah, it was fun. It was really fun. I had 9 people fill out my type form, and a handful of people told me that they couldn't join live tonight but would be on another time. Oh, you're about to take off. Well, safe travels. I'm finding this is epic gonna blow up. I think it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be awesome. I really felt it tonight. It feels so fun for me. I mean, I think at one point we had 10 people in here, which I was like, whoa, it's a party. Yeah, I think it's... Where's the takeoff sound? Oh, I never even played that. Oh man, hold on. I gotta play the takeoff sound. I think it's this one. That's the takeoff sound. Not to be confused with this sound. Thank you. Thank you. You know, you either got it or you don't. Imagine I'm just like doing, I'm just like looking at people's charts and I'm like, oh boy. Happy new moon. We got it. We got it. No, it was really fun. It was a really amazing time. And you know, it'll be an interesting experience to see how the viewership grows. Obviously, there's like the first one is a lot of people are curious. I think it will take some time for people to get used to like, oh, this is happening and this is interesting to me. I think some people might, you know, check and be like, eh. But for the people that came, and especially for the people that explored their charts, I think that there was a really cool vibe. Maybe they'll come back. I think they will. Hope they will. And I trust also that that is going to create some waves of momentum and other people feeling inspired to join. People to return, not to feel like it's just a one and done thing. Because otherwise, if I'm just sitting here for a while every Tuesday and it's just an empty room, I may actually start playing games. I may just start gaming, being like, all right, I'm just going to game until somebody wants to talk about their archetypal endowment. Oh, one watching now. It's just me, I think. Or maybe it's Satya. Satya, you still here? You still here, or did you take off? I can't tell if this is just telling me that the one streaming, the one watching is me. You will join 2 Thursdays a month. Great. You should come live with me some of those Thursdays. I don't know if you heard. I was showing the whole spectrum. Yeah, I'm showing the whole spectrum of consciousness here, where one of the things that I may do is just like pick a shadow. You know, hey, we're going to talk about stress today. We're going to talk about struggle, and then see where that conversation goes. I mean, I can obviously talk for an hour about any of these keys, but I would much rather do it with someone else. And sometimes I may talk about other stuff, but I'm feeling like that would be a cool way to, to approach Thursdays. Like, hey, who wants to come on and talk about like Discord? Like, especially, you know, something like that, to have you, or like you and Karen. Great. I'm all for ideas. I mean, I think there was a cool theme tonight where the 3 people came on and they wanted to explore things around purpose in their work. And so we for everybody, we talked about like the vocation core sphere for each person. Those were like the main focus points. It'll obviously be different for everybody else, but you know, I'm also doing the flight school stuff, and I'm in an active field that's talking a lot about people's work, and talking about work is more fun. It can be safer. I'm just waiting for Eric to respond to my text and show up. I was hoping that Eric was going to join tonight, and that I'd be able to just let him just like jam out a little bit. Do like a little intermission period in the middle where Eric just like plays his electric guitar. I turn off these like funny royalty-free lo-fi beats, and Eric just comes in and creates his own live. Imagine Eric is just like curating the whole like lo-fi beat ensemble for the stream in the background. He's like looping. We start to talk about something. Yeah, you just stay until that plane flies up in the sky. That's true. That's a true fan. It says, I know my connection is gonna end, but I'm gonna stay on this damn stream. You have next to your name in the chat, Satya, you have this crown with the number 3. So you are the number 3. You're the number 3 fan right now. Number 1 is Tess. Number 2 is Carolyn. Number 3 is Satya. So we're gonna need you, Satya, to really get it together and bump it up. Bump it up. 3 is nice. You have a crown, but well, I don't know. Maybe you will become the one. Look, you can send some hearts and hundreds in the chat. I don't know if people, maybe people while I was talking, they were you You do not accept that you're number 3? I don't know. I mean, you definitely commented the most, but it might be because you didn't watch the whole, stream. I think Tess was on for maybe the longest and wrote the most comments, and so it gave the award to Tess. I don't know how it works. The stream gods. You were sending hearts. Great. That's a start. It's a start. If you want number 1. Here it is. It's 10. It's time to end the stream. But I'm just enjoying being here. I think I'm gonna stay here until you take off, because I'm enjoying hanging here with you. Shout out to Ballerina Farms, friends of the stream. Ballerina Farms, bone broth, hot cocoa. Where's the rest? Karen and Kai. Kai's going to sleep. It's 10 o'clock. It's bedtime. You're leaving? Is the plane going down the runway like it's actually happening? Celebrating? Oh, you're leaving. Oh, yeah. Yes. No, you're leaving. You are leaving. Celebrating you. It's a big trip. Blessings. Satya, I was telling people that Kai, before the stream, he was out. Like the last image that I had before coming down and setting up for the stream was Kai was on the picnic table and he was eating cheese and cucumbers. And I go out to give him a kiss goodnight, and he's like telling me about him. Thank you. He's telling me about this song that Karen is teaching him about corn, like corn on the cob. This Hebrew song about corn, and we had corn also that she got from the farm, and he's like telling me about this song that he's singing about corn, and I'm like, wow. And then I go and I walk towards the door and I turn around and I go, hey buddy. I give him the thumbs up. He puts down what he's got in his hand and he goes, this. And then I go and I bring the second one, and he brings the second one up. I'll just do that. I'll be from across the yard. I'll call to him. I'll be like, hey buddy, look, and then I'll go like this, and then he'll give me the thumbs up back. And I'll give him the second one, and then he brings the other one. It's the best. I had to tell that story twice. I had to tell that story twice tonight because it was just so funny. He's the best. Sweet guy. We got him a new swing. It's like a big circle swing. It's like a big circle. Yeah, it is. This is big circle swing with this net in the middle, and it has these like 4 ropes that go up, and so it can like spin around. It's like a swing that like swings around, and you can lay on it with him. It's so sweet. He loves it. It will be a new fan favorite of yours when you come and visit next. Well, how do I look? I look good? Do I look like a streamer? Okay. Well, Satya, I think I'm going to close out the stream. You are created to be on YouTube. Oh, yeah. I really enjoy it. I'm really enjoying this so much. It feels like home. It feels like a natural space. Adios, mi amor. Blessings on your trip. Anybody who is watching the ending of this stream in the replay, yeah, grateful for you being here, for you checking out my stream. Really grateful to everybody who dropped in tonight. It's really amazing. Some surprising names that I haven't seen in a while. Shout out to Sophia. Hope you're well. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to continuing to create this space with everybody and see where it takes us. My real intention is to offer this space as a true, just like it's like a digital living room for the community to hang, to explore, to find inspiration, to learn things, and connect, and maybe establish a new form of relationship with what streaming can be. I keep feeling like some night I will just say, all right, I'm not doing charts tonight. I'm literally going to play a game. And I'm just going to stream of consciousness talk about something. We'll see. But yeah, I'll be live Thursday morning, 10 to 11. It'll be a different vibe. And yeah, I'm really slowing down leaving because I'm sad to leave. It's actually been so fun. But I think it's time. So, good night, everybody. Lots of love. Blessings to you all. And catch you next time.